Noha is Laguna Noha, okay, not recite. You don't recite the Noha and Ladies? अच्छा आप इसके बाद 7:45 पर आ रहे हैं 7:45 पे दूसरे सब माशाल्लाह बेटा लेडीज जब आप पढ़ने तो लेडीज लोग
माशाल्लाह this was our always go-to batsman Nizar imdad. Now I invite another Nizar Zain Narayan Salawat.
Hello.
Mashallah. So now you guys learn like when we appreciate somebody, you say Mashallah, Jazakallah, Narai Hadi. That's how you will appreciate every Zaka who comes on the stage. Okay? Any ayat you want to recite something today? Mashallah. Now invite our another Zaka ayat. Narai Salawat.
Subhanallah. Ya Ali.
Good, mashallah. We want all of our zakats like recite some shares, just like the Quran did, right? So try to remember or write down one share or anything for Imam Ali or anything. And right now, it's like a yarn. MashaAllah. And any other zakah today?
ये पढ़ेंगे अयाना
Alright, so now I invite Ayan.
हाँ भाई
Ayan Hussain to come and recite. Nara Salawat. MashaAllah. Practice more, okay? So in the end, I invite our
न्यू जाकिर
Zakir and new Zakir is appreciated with a great Nara Salawat. I invite Mira. Nara Salawat.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد It's okay. They can do it. आया गाजी जबरदा से सरदार की लड़ी तेजनी सदा देती रही तुनाया बाजी अल्लाहुम्म सल्ली अला मुहम्मद सुभानअल्लाह माशाअल्लाह जज़ाकल्लाह या अली शाबाश इमदाद
MashaAllah. This was our Meet Fatiha. Now I invite Brother Sherazi to address the children. Yes. Nara Salawat.
ओके बच्चे लोग आगे हो
All the
जाओ
kids get together. Come on.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد صدق الله العظيم. I welcome you all again here. Another day of all the blessings of Allah. We are so happy that we are here in the masjid and Imam Barga, and we are hearing a lot of good things. So yesterday we talked about how to be a Muslim. So we talked about the 5 asulidi, the pillars of Islam. So in order to be Muslim, we have to believe in the pillars of Islam. And those 5 pillars of Islam were Tawheed, meaning Allah is one. Yes, go ahead. Allah is just. Second, third, prophethood, imamat, and in Qiyamah, doomsday, judgment, day of judgment, right? So these are the 5 pillars of Islam. In order to be Muslim, we have to believe in these 5 pillars of Islam. Now we will touch a little bit about, we will just talk about 2 other things which we have to do in order to be good Muslims. I mean, we are Muslims when we believe in these 5 things. But in order to be good Muslims, we have to do something, right? We have to show Allah that we love you and we follow you. And the first thing we have to do is namaz. The first thing we have to do is prayer, right? So in order to tell Allah that we are thankful to you and we are the good Muslims, we are not just Muslims, we are good Muslims, we have to pray, right? And 5 times we have to pray in one day. So the first prayer is first thing in the morning, right? Yeah, Fajr, very good. And it has 2 prayers, 2 rak'ah, right? And when you look at it, when you wake up in the morning, Allah has told you to come to Him and talk to Him. So you should start your day by talking to your Creator, right? So the first prayer is Fajr, and it is 2 rakat. Then the second prayer is Zohar, and it is 4 rakat. Yeah, and then there is Asr, 4 rakats. And then there is Maghrib, 3 rakats. And then there is Isha, 4 rakats. So 2 rakats, 4 rakats, 4 rakats, 3 rakats, and 4 rakats. So 5 times a day you have to pray. Now, for your convenience, so that you don't have a hard time, Allah has told us that you can pray 2 prayers together. So you can pray 1 time in the morning, right? And then around noon, you can have 2 prayers together. And what are those 2 prayers together? Zohar and Asr, right? And then in the evening, you do 2 prayers again. Maghrib and Isha. So right now, you don't have to pray because you're not baligh, right? You're kids. You don't have to pray. It's not obligatory for you to pray. But is it good if you pray? Yes. It will be good. But if you don't pray, Allah is not going to say, oh, he's a bad Muslim or she's a bad Muslim. No. Because you're not obligated to pray. Yes, if I don't pray, or he doesn't pray, yes, we are bad Muslims. But if Imdad doesn't pray, Zain doesn't pray, Ayan doesn't pray, Hashim, I don't know how old are you? Yeah, you are also, you should start praying, I believe. Yeah. So all you guys, you don't have to pray, but I think it would be better if you pray, right? So the prayer is the first thing which we have to do in order to be good Muslim. And the second thing which we have to do is to fast, right? And which month is the month of fasting? Ramadan. Good job. Yeah, you guys know. So Ramadan is the month of fasting. And you have to fast every day. Yes, I am. Yes. It's compulsory. Exactly. Yeah. So when Ramadan is the month of fasting, right? You can fast anytime you want in order to please Allah. Nobody is going to stop you. But during the month of Ramadan, you have to. It's mandatory. It's obligatory. Okay? Yes. Yeah, the kids don't have to fast. I mean, you don't have to. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to, but if you try to, that's good. Right? So the first thing we have to do is namaz. The second is fasting. Yeah, so these are the two most important things which you have to do in order to be good Muslim. You become Muslim when you believe in the 5 pillars of Islam. But in order to be good Muslim, then you have to do certain things. So the first two things are the namaz and the fasting. So I'm going to stop here today. But now I'm going to talk a little bit about this very fun topic. And you guys are going to enjoy it. So we will talk about what you have to do in the next majlis. So the topic of this small discussion is human beings, jinns, and the angels. Okay? So when we talk about human beings, we know we're all human beings, right? We are human beings, right? Are there any other species or any other kind of, things apart from us living in this world or around us, beside us? Yes, I am. And? Jinn. Yeah, jinns. So there's a whole chapter in Quran about jinns. Okay? And then obviously we also know that angels also live. So these are our beliefs. Being a Muslim, we believe that we are here, we are human beings, right? Then there are jinns and there are angels. So these are the 3 creations of God which are living right now. Now, the God has told us that human beings are made of clay. You know what clay is? What is clay? When you mix water into the sand, it becomes clay. So God has said that we have made human beings from the clay. And we have made the angels from light. And we have made jinns from fire. So jinns are made up of fire. Angels are made up of light. And we are made up of clay. And that's why, because we are made up of clay, we cannot fly. Because we are clay. Clay cannot fly. Right? But the angels can fly. The jinns can fly. But we are here. Right? We are here. We cannot fly because we are made up of clay. A thing made up of clay, if you throw it away, it will come down and crash. Right? The gravity will pull it. But if you see light is everywhere. Right? When you light something, the fire, it's in the air. Right? So jinns and angels can fly. Right? Now let's talk about a little bit about these jinns and what Islam has told us about jinns, what we have learned from ahadith and also from Quran. Yes. Human being cannot turn into a jinn. Human being can never be turned into a jinn because we are made up of clay and the jinns are made up of fire. So we cannot turn into jinns. Now, when we look at different ahadith, long before we were here, jinns were living in this world. Jinns were in this world before us. Jinns and angels were living in this world before us, right? And out of those jinns, there was one very, 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 very clever jinn. You know what was the name of that jinn? Very clever jinn. His name was Shaitan. He was a very clever jinn. And at that time, jinns were doing all kinds of bad things on this earth. We were not there yet. We were not created yet. Human beings were not created yet. We were not on this earth. Jinns were living in this earth. And they were very, very bad. God was telling them, because they were God's creation, Allah was telling them to be good, but they would never listen to Allah. But this jinn was very, very clever. He started praying. He prayed so much, as that Allah noticed him praying. And when Allah noticed him praying, that he, out of all these bad jinns, he's praying so much, Allah said, what do you want? He said, I want to come up where angels are living. Allah said, okay, you have been praying a lot. Yes, you can come up to the heavens where angels are living. And guess what? He flew from this earth. He left all his bad friends, and he was making it up. He was basically, doing all this ibadah just to be with angels. So he flew and went up in the sky and started living with angels. And he left all the jinns behind. Okay? And now he continued praying to Allah when he was living with angels, so much so all the angels were saying, oh my God, look at this. This guy, he is praying a lot. But Allah knew his intentions. Allah knew that he's not praying for me. He is praying because he feels important. He is here. Everybody's looking at him and saying, oh my God, look at him. He's praying so much. Allah knew that he's not praying for me. He's just praying to show off. And that gives us a message that whenever we pray, we should not pray to show off. We should not pray that, oh, he's looking at me and he will say, oh, look at how a good Muslim he is. He's praying. No, we should not pray for that. We should pray for ourselves. We should pray for Allah, right? There should be prayer for Allah, not to show off. So Allah knew that he's showing off. He's doing all these prayers to show off. So Allah tested him. Allah made Adam. You know who Adam is? Who was Adam? He was the first prophet, the first human being on the earth. We all, 3 billion people here right now, are his sons and daughters. Because he was the first man on the earth. So Allah created Adam. And guess what? Allah told Shaitan, hey, come here and bow down in front of him. Do sajda in front of him. Allah said to Shaitan that come here and bow down in front of Adam. Shaitan said, what are you saying, O Allah? You want me to bow down in front of this man who you have made out of clay? This unworthy creature? I am made up of fire. The fire never bows down in front of a clay. He disobeyed Allah because he was arrogant. And he was praying not to please Allah, but he was praying just to look important. Just to make sure that he gets all the privileges. Right? So Allah said, you have disobeyed me and I will kick you off of the Jannah. You can never live here. Because your intentions are wrong. And guess what he said? He said, oh Allah, if you are kicking me off from the heaven, then I want one thing. Allah said, what do you want? He said, give me the permission to go down on the earth and trick your Muslims and your human beings into not obeying you. Allah said, do whatever you want. The people, the human beings who love me would never be tricked by you. And if you can trick somebody, fine, you can trick them. And you can go down on earth until the day of judgment. I am giving you permission to trick my human beings. So he flew down on the earth And he then went back to his friends, all those bad jinns, which we call shayateen. So he made his army. He said, come back now, my friends. I was just praying to get all these privileges. Now that I'm kicked off from the heaven, now let's get together. So he brought all his bad friends, all the jinns who were bad jinns. And those are all, this is the team of him. He and all the bad jinns. And they're trying to trick us all the time. And that's because they have this mandate. They want to trick the good people from obeying Allah. And that's how we think about shaitans. So shaitan is always trying to trick us. Have you ever, went to like a Halloween party or something? Or do you know what Halloween party is? Like Halloween, you know what Halloween is? They talk about all these ghosts. So what are the ghosts? What are these ghosts? They don't know anything about ghosts. We know everything about ghosts, we Muslims. These are jinns and we believe in them. Right? And jinns, like us, ourselves, are Muslims, are Christians, are Jews. They have different religions like us. There are bad jinns like us. There are bad human beings. There are good jinns. There are Muslim jinns. There are Shia jinns. Yeah, Zafar jinn, yeah. When Imam Hussein was on the day of Ashura, when everybody was against him, and there was like thousands of people trying to, kill him. Zafar jinn came down and he asked Imam Hussein, he said, if you just give me 1 minute, I will kill them all. It's nothing, it's a piece of cake for me. I will just kill them all and nobody can hurt you. But guess what Imam Hussein said? He said, no, I don't want your help. This is for Allah. Allah has put me through this test and I want to pass this test. So I don't want your help. So that was the Zafar jinn. Yes. So jinns live alongside us. They live in families. They have families. They are living alongside us, but we cannot see them. Right? But we believe in them. There's a whole surah in Quran and its name is Surah Jinn. So we believe in jinn. Okay? Because God has told us to believe in them. And we also believe in angels. Now there's a big difference between jinn, human beings, and angels. Do you know what the difference is between us, jinns, and the angels? Anybody? The big difference is that we have our will. You, me, the human beings, and the jinns, we can do stuff on our own. We can disobey God, right? Some of us are disobeying sometimes. Sometimes there's a call of prayer, we don't pray. It happens to everybody. I'm not saying that I pray all the time. Sometimes my prayers get missed. And we try to be good human beings and good Muslims all the time, right? Same is the case with jinns. They have their own will, right? They can do stuff on their own. But angels have no will. They are always obeying Allah. They have no will. They cannot do anything on their own. They are always doing what Allah has told them to do. They cannot do anything on their own. And that's why they don't do any sins. Because they're doing what Allah has told them to do. They cannot do any. They're like robots. Like you make a robot and you tell them to do like this all the time. He will keep doing this all the time. Right? Till you stop it. Right? Can you say that he has done a sin? No, because you told him to do this. He kept doing this all the time. Can you do sin in that? No. So when you have no free will, like angels, then you cannot do any sin. Right? You're doing whatever Allah has told them, you keep doing it. They keep praying, or whatever duties Allah has given them, they keep doing those duties. But us, human beings, we have our own will. We think. We make decisions. Right now, if I make a decision that I have to do certain bad thing, it's up to me. I can do it or I cannot do it. There is a call of prayer. It's up to me if I go to pray and if I don't pray. Right? Same as jinns. They have their own will. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. They have their own will. But angels, no will. They keep doing whatever Allah has told them to do. Now there are 3 or 4 very famous angels. Anybody knows their names? Famous angels. Yes. No, Shaitan is not an angel. Shaitan we talked about, he's a jinn. Right? He went to the levels of angels, but then he was shooed away, he was kicked away. Jibrail. Jibrail is the most prestigious angel. But can he do anything on his own? No, he cannot do anything on his own. Whatever God has told him to do, he will do it. And what is his duty? Do you know what is the duty of Jibrail? To bring the messages of Allah from heaven to the prophets or imams. Right? So that's his duty and he keeps doing it all the time. Any other famous angel? Hazrat Muhammad is a human being. No, he's not an angel. We're talking about angels. Hazrat Muhammad is human being. He's our prophet. Right? But we are talking about angels. Jibrail, Israfil, then Mikael. So Isra and Israel. Okay? So there are 4 major angels. So Jibrail, so Mikael, what is his duty? His duty is to control the rain and to control the winds. Whenever there is rain, he's controlling where there's going to be raining, where there's not going to be raining, where there's going to be, winds and all that stuff. And then is Israfil. Israfil's duty is to announce the day of judgment. He's going to announce it. He's going to say, hey, the day of judgment is here. That's his duty. And then Israel. Israel is also called, it's some scary thing. Israel is the angel of death. His duty is to take the life out when it's time to die. And we will talk about death too. We don't have to be scared about death at all. We as a Muslim should not be scared of death at all. I know it sounds very cliche that I'm saying don't be, afraid of death. Everybody thinks that death is very bad. But if you're a good Muslim, and if you follow your Imam and your Prophet, that is nothing. When Hazrat Imam Hussain was dying on the battlefield of Karbala and the bad man Shimmer was sitting on his chest and he was trying to, slaughter him. And he was smiling at that time. Can you believe that? Believe if somebody's sitting on your chest and he's trying to slaughter you with a knife, would you smile? You will be scared to death because you're not at that level. The level at which Imam Hussain was. He was smiling because he knew that death is not to be something afraid of. We will talk about that. So those are the 4 angels. So we will complete our discussion here today. We will talk about angels more tomorrow, and we will also talk about death tomorrow. And we should not be very scared about that. A little bit. Baba se buland salawat.
उसको
जी है टाइम 1 नो है का ओनली वन गो अहेड हरी अप
Jagger.
When we came in, the door was closed, inside was hot. So we just opened the doors and put all the fans in because the other side was cold. That dropped down the I think it's going to take a few minutes.
खावर साहब को मैंने देखा, मेरे दोस्त ने मुझे सेंड की उनकी वीडियो, मैंने बोला ये मैनचेस्टर में है वो, अलमैदी फाउंडेशन में। तो मैनचेस्टर में मेरे काफ़ी दोस्त हैं।
हमारा फ्यूचर सब टेबल पे नहीं मेरा बेटे के आयान सल्ले अला मोहम्मद कबर उठे दीजिए रखा हुआ थैली में।